Have you ever felt invisible to the ones you love? Imagine being ignored, not for who you are, but for something you can't control, your own body's natural changes. Martin thought he had lost everything, but what he discovered next might just change the way you see aging forever. Stay with us until the end, and you'll learn the simple truth that brought him back to life. It was a day like any other when Martin, at 72, realized that life was about to change in a way he never imagined. It all started with a simple conversation at dinner with his daughter, Emma. After a long day, as they sat together enjoying their meal, Emma hesitantly asked, "Dad, is it just me, or do you have a different smell lately?" The question hit him like a cold wave, each word more chilling than the last. He had always prided himself on maintaining his hygiene, keeping himself as clean and fresh as possible. But that simple inquiry, laced with discomfort, opened a door to a harsh reality he never expected. From that moment on, the house, once full of love and laughter, felt different. Emma no longer sat on his lap during movie nights, the way she used to when she was a little girl. She would hug him with a slight hesitation, not like before, where the embrace was warm and carefree. The feeling was mutual, but the silence spoke volumes. Martin noticed his family's interactions were changing, ever so subtly, but painfully. Conversations were shorter, distance grew, and the once tight-knit family bond began to fray. He could feel it, but he couldn't quite grasp why. It wasn't until he overheard a conversation between Emma and his wife one afternoon that the truth dawned on him. His body had begun to develop an odor that wasn't just his, but one that was now linked to his aging process. Thanks for joining us here on Voice of Age, a warm space for real talk about life, health, and heart in our later years. Martin's situation is far from unique. Many of us, as we age, begin to notice small, uncomfortable changes in our bodies that we don't fully understand. These changes often go unnoticed, but the people around us, our loved ones, are quick to pick up on them. The reality is, as we get older, our bodies undergo a natural transformation, and one of the most impactful changes is the development of what's known as old age odor. It's not something we're told about in advance, nor do we expect it to affect us. But for many, it becomes a reality that is as inevitable as the passage of time. You see, old age odor isn't just a result of poor hygiene or neglect. In fact, it's often the opposite. Many seniors take more care in their cleanliness than they did when they were younger. But as the body ages, it begins to function differently. We sweat less, which might sound like a good thing at first, but less sweat means that toxins and impurities stay trapped in our skin, feeding the bacteria that ultimately cause that distinct, unwanted smell. The sebum, the natural oil our skin produces, changes its chemical makeup with age, and it's this change that contributes significantly to the odor. Lastly, as we age, the amount of saliva in our mouths decreases. Saliva is essential in keeping bacteria at bay, and with less of it, our mouths become breeding grounds for odor-causing bacteria. The worst part? Many people like Martin don't even realize it's happening. They live in this silent, invisible struggle, feeling isolated without understanding why. Their loved ones avoid them, not out of malice, but out of discomfort, and yet no one says a word. It's a delicate issue, one that creates an emotional barrier between the elderly and their families. It makes people feel invisible, like they've been replaced by someone unrecognizable, even though they are the same person inside. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, is this happening to me too? It's natural to have doubts, and it's okay to feel uncomfortable. But let me assure you, this isn't something you have to endure forever. The good news is, there are ways to address this. But the real question is, how do we tackle this invisible problem without feeling ashamed? What can we do to reverse it, or at the very least, manage it so that we can regain our confidence and improve our relationships with those around us? I know you're eager to know how you can fix this, and I promise you, the solution is simpler than you might think. It all starts with understanding why it happens and taking small, actionable steps that can make a world of difference. Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to not only reduce that unwanted odor, but also reclaim your confidence and your closeness with your family. If this video has resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us create more content to inspire and empower you to live your best life, no matter your age. Let's take this journey together. As we age, our bodies undergo transformations that are not only physical, but deeply personal. One of the most overlooked and often misunderstood changes is the natural development of body odor. It's not something we often talk about, and for many, it's a silent struggle that begins to affect their interactions with the world, particularly with their loved ones. The reality is that as we grow older, our bodies begin to process and expel waste differently. While the changes may seem subtle at first, they have profound effects, especially when it comes to body odor. One of the primary causes of the scent we often associate with aging is a decrease in sweat production. When we're younger, sweating is a natural process that helps our bodies regulate temperature and eliminate toxins. But as we reach our 60s, 70s, and beyond, the amount of sweat our bodies produce significantly decreases. In fact, the body sweats much less after the age of 60. And this drop in perspiration isn't just inconvenient. It also means that the toxins and waste that would have normally been flushed out through sweat now linger on the skin. These toxins, trapped on the surface, feed the bacteria that naturally live on our skin, creating the very odors we try so desperately to avoid. What many don't realize is that this isn't simply about not sweating enough. It's about how the body's chemistry changes. As we age, the skin's production of sebum, the oily substance that protects and lubricates our skin, changes as well. This oil, which is necessary for maintaining healthy skin, becomes altered with age, leading to the formation of compounds like nominal, a fatty acid that contributes to the distinctive odor that often accompanies older adults. This chemical change is part of the aging process, and unfortunately, it's something that no amount of deodorant or perfume can cover up. Moreover, saliva production decreases with age, leading to an often overlooked but significant effect on our breath and the overall freshness of our mouth. As we age, the body produces less saliva, and this reduction creates an environment in the mouth where bacteria can thrive. These bacteria contribute to bad breath, making it difficult to maintain a fresh and pleasant scent. For many seniors, this can feel like an endless battle, one that they don't fully understand or know how to fix. The combination of less sweat, altered sebum, and dry mouths creates a perfect storm for an odor that others might notice but never speak of. It's essential to understand that these changes are entirely natural and not a sign of neglect or poor hygiene. The aging process is complex, and it affects us in ways that we may not immediately recognize. The good news is that with knowledge and awareness, we can take small steps to manage these changes. It's not about completely eradicating the natural scent that comes with aging, but rather understanding how to mitigate it and feel more comfortable in our own skin. These changes don't have to define us, and with the right care, we can continue to live our lives with confidence, no matter what our bodies may be going through. The key is accepting these changes with grace and making adjustments where needed to improve our overall sense of well-being. The emotional impact of body odor in older adults is often far more profound than the physical changes themselves. It's not just the smell that causes discomfort, it's the subtle shift in how people are treated by those around them. As we age, we become more aware of the small, sometimes invisible ways in which we are distanced from others. For many seniors, the natural body odor that develops with age becomes a silent barrier between them and their loved ones, causing a ripple effect of isolation and self-doubt. This emotional burden is one of the hardest to bear. When you've lived a life of close connections, when you've always been a part of your family's daily rhythms and interactions, it can feel incredibly disheartening to notice that your presence is no longer welcomed in the same way. For someone like Martin, whose family once gathered around him without hesitation, the change is not just physical. It's a blow to his very sense of identity. He no longer feels like the person they want to be around. The lingering discomfort of being avoided or subtly excluded weighs heavily on his spirit. His worth feels diminished, not because of who he is inside, but because of the scent that has come to define him in the eyes of his family. The truth is, body odor is a deeply personal and often private issue. Seniors who struggle with it often don't know how to discuss it with their family. The silence around the issue can feel like an unspoken stigma, making it even harder to address. Loved ones may notice the odor, but out of respect or discomfort, they choose not to mention it, leaving the senior to quietly wonder why they are being treated differently. This unspoken distance creates a rift that isn't easily seen, but is felt deeply by those who experience it. It's a source of quiet heartache, a reminder that as we age, we can feel like we're becoming invisible to those we cherish the most. But perhaps the hardest part is the internal battle seniors face. The awareness of this change, the growing sense of being unwanted or ignored, can breed feelings of shame and isolation. For many, the act of simply sitting down at the dinner table or joining family gatherings becomes an emotional challenge. They begin to question their own worth, wondering if their family members are judging them for something they can't control. The anxiety of this can rob them of the joy they once found in their relationships, leading them to retreat into themselves. The very people they've spent their lives nurturing and loving now seem out of reach, and the connection they once felt so deeply is strained by something as intangible as a scent. This emotional struggle is one that many older adults face, yet it remains largely unspoken. The desire to maintain dignity, to feel accepted and loved, doesn't change with age. But as we navigate the complexities of aging, it's crucial to remember that these changes are not a reflection of who we are inside. They don't define us, and they certainly don't diminish our value. It's vital that we find ways to address these challenges openly and with compassion, both for ourselves and for those around us. The more we talk about these changes, the less power they hold over us, and the more empowered we become to face them head-on. The emotional toll that comes with aging should not be underestimated, but it can be softened with understanding, care, and the willingness to adapt. The path to managing body odor in older adults is not complicated, though it does require a combination of understanding, consistency, and small lifestyle adjustments. The good news is that with a few simple changes, the effects of aging on body odor can be significantly minimized, bringing back the comfort and confidence that aging adults deserve. These changes are not about drastic measures or expensive treatments. They are about returning to the basics of self-care and making mindful choices that have a profound impact. The first and most important step in managing body odor is hydration. The body, especially as we grow older, becomes more susceptible to dehydration. Dehydration can lead to a number of complications, including dry skin, mouth, and an increase in the potency of body odor. Drinking enough water every day is crucial to flushing out the toxins that contribute to unwanted smells. The recommended amount is at least 6 glasses of water daily. Starting the day with a glass of warm water can kickstart the body's cleansing process and set a positive tone for the day ahead. The key is consistency. When hydration becomes a regular habit, the body naturally begins to detoxify itself, leaving you feeling fresher and more energized. Alongside hydration, incorporating light exercise into your routine can make a world of difference. A simple 20-minute walk in the sun each day, especially during the early morning or late afternoon, helps to regulate the body's natural processes and encourages the gentle release of toxins through sweat. The sunlight is not only beneficial for mental well-being, but it also aids in killing bacteria on the skin that contribute to body odor. This type of exercise doesn't require intense effort or a gym membership. It's about incorporating movement into your daily life, helping the body to naturally expel waste while strengthening the cardiovascular system. Daily hygiene practices are also essential. The act of showering is not just about cleanliness, but also about removing the buildup of oils, bacteria, and dead skin that accumulate throughout the day. Using warm, not hot water, which is gentler on the skin, allows pores to open and release impurities. Soap and body wash can help cleanse, but the real magic happens when you focus on specific areas of the body that trap sweat and bacteria. Areas such as under the arms, around the neck, behind the knees, and even the back of the ears should be scrubbed gently to ensure thorough cleaning. These areas, often neglected, are where odor can linger if not properly tended to. Taking the time to cleanse these areas carefully not only improves your smell, but also prevents irritation or infection from developing in these warmer spots. What many people overlook, though, is the importance of hair care in managing odor. The scalp, chest, and even underarms collect oils and sweat, which, if not washed regularly, can lead to a buildup of bacteria and a strong odor. Massaging the scalp gently while shampooing and ensuring that all hair is washed thoroughly helps keep these areas fresh. This may sound simple, but it's incredibly effective. For men, chest or belly hair can also trap sweat and oil, and this area requires the same attention to ensure cleanliness. Finally, managing your environment is just as important as managing your body. Regularly changing your clothes and bedding can prevent the accumulation of oils and sweat that might otherwise create a lingering smell. Wear cotton clothing, which allows the skin to breathe and helps absorb moisture. Be sure to wash clothes, especially undergarments, daily. Bedding should be washed frequently, as sweat and oils can seep into pillows and sheets, continuing to affect the air you breathe while you sleep. Simple adjustments like airing out rooms twice a day for 10 minutes can do wonders for improving the atmosphere in your living space, clearing out the stale air that might be contributing to any discomfort. None of these steps are difficult or expensive, but together they offer a holistic approach to reducing body odor and improving quality of life. The key is to create small, sustainable habits that become part of your daily routine. These are not just solutions for improving odor, but they are practices that help nurture a sense of dignity, comfort, and self-confidence as you age. By focusing on hydration, daily hygiene, light exercise, and mindful environmental care, you can reclaim the confidence and freedom that aging should bring, not only for yourself, but for the people you love too. As we age, our bodies inevitably change, and with these changes comes the often unspoken reality of body odor. However, it is crucial to understand that these physical transformations are not a reflection of our worth or our value to those around us. In fact, with a little awareness and a few intentional changes, we can not only manage these shifts, but improve our overall well-being, reclaiming confidence and comfort in our own skin. The challenge lies not in the inevitable changes of aging, but in how we respond to them. Aging does not mean surrendering to a lesser quality of life. It is an opportunity to embrace new ways of taking care of ourselves, to adapt and grow with grace. Managing body odor in older age is not just about combating an unpleasant scent. It's about nurturing our sense of dignity, our connections with others, and our overall health. It is about learning to care for our bodies in a way that honors who we are, both physically and emotionally. The first step is acceptance. Aging is not something to fear or be ashamed of. It is a natural part of life, and just as we would care for any other part of our health, we can approach these changes with the same compassion. By understanding the biological shifts that happen in our bodies, less sweat, changes in skin oils, and reduced saliva production, we can make informed decisions about how to care for ourselves. It is not about eradicating the natural processes that come with age, but about adjusting our habits to mitigate their impact. Taking care of ourselves is not just about reducing body odor. It's about setting the stage for a more comfortable and fulfilling life. Simple steps, such as staying hydrated, exercising regularly, and practicing daily hygiene, not only improve how we smell, but also enhance our physical health. These actions nourish our skin, help with detoxification, and even improve our mental well-being. The physical care we offer ourselves is a direct reflection of the self-love and respect we choose to cultivate. Moreover, diet plays a crucial role. What we consume affects not only our internal health, but also our external appearance and scent. Antioxidant-rich foods like tomatoes, apples, and berries help reduce the effects of aging and prevent the buildup of toxins in the body. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables not only helps to regulate body odor, but also supports digestion, energy levels, and overall vitality. When we nourish our bodies from the inside out, we create a healthy, vibrant exterior that reflects our care. Lastly, maintaining connections with loved ones is vital to mental health and self-esteem. As we age, the fear of becoming a burden or losing our place in the family or social circle can be overwhelming. But these fears can be alleviated by fostering open communication, asking for help when needed, and making efforts to remain involved in family and community life. Even small interactions can make a huge difference in how we feel about ourselves. By creating positive, nurturing environments and keeping up with the simple habits of self-care, we strengthen our relationships and reinforce our sense of belonging. Aging may bring with it certain challenges, but it also offers a chance to rediscover what truly matters: our health, our relationships, and our confidence. By embracing the changes that come with age and responding to them with kindness and care, we can improve our quality of life and remain connected to those we love. It's not about perfection, but about progress. Small steps taken each day to ensure that we continue to thrive, both physically and emotionally, no matter our age. The journey of aging is a beautiful one, and with the right care, it can be a fulfilling and empowering experience. As we navigate the natural process of aging, it's essential to remember that our bodies, while changing, do not define us. The challenges we face, like managing body odor or adjusting to new physical realities, are just part of the journey. They are not a reflection of who we are inside or how much we are valued by those around us. Embracing these changes with grace and taking proactive steps to care for ourselves can significantly improve our quality of life and help maintain the strong connections we cherish with loved ones. The key lesson here is that aging doesn't have to be something we fear or shy away from. It's about adapting to the changes with dignity, compassion, and a commitment to self-care. Small, simple adjustments in hydration, hygiene, diet, and exercise can make a world of difference, not only in how we feel physically, but in how we relate to others. The emotional and social aspects of aging, like maintaining our confidence and staying connected, are just as important as our physical well-being. The more we take care of ourselves, the more we can nurture the relationships that matter most to us. Applying this mindset to our daily lives means recognizing that the aging process isn't something to hide from. It's a natural phase that we can approach with mindfulness and purpose. By focusing on holistic care and maintaining open, honest communication with our families, we create a supportive environment where we can continue to thrive. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you manage changes in your body as you age? And what has helped you stay confident and connected to your loved ones? Please share your ideas in the comments below so we can all learn from each other's experiences. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to continue supporting us and stay tuned for more valuable insights to help improve your life.